These walls can talk. Open your mind and listen.
Trailing down these hollow halls, can you hear me? Staring down these story walls, can you see me?
Hey everybody, so we're our other technical misfail tonight. We had to change computers, and now I'm actually watching this broadcast on my computer as I'm doing it through her laptop, and it's kind of weird because the YouTube channel is about 20 seconds behind, so it's really upsetting. First, I want to apologize for the mattress in the background. I know it's a wonderful backdrop, but my granddaughters are staying here for the week, and well, they got to sleep somewhere. Hello, Ron. I want to start off by congratulating my daughter, of course, from finishing her program at university as a forensic psychologist and having.
No, I wish I was a forensic psychologist. I have a degree in forensic psychology and a minor in criminology, but close enough.
She's done school.
Yeah.
And she has a professional job and just bought her first house. So whoops on her. These are fantastic things that are happening. Anything else that's happening with us? Well, we're investigating the L'Orignal jail on the 16th.
Oh, that's how you say it. I was saying l'original.
The original? That's a very French pronunciation. Mind you, mine isn't very French, but it's more French than l'original. And on the 15th, I'm actually doing a podcast with Dan Duchenay's show from Coast to Canada.
Yeah, he's very excited for that.
And on the Sunday, we're actually popping by Dan's place. You can as well, but I know you're on a separate run.
Yeah, I'm going to work.
Which is, we're going to pop by and see how things work. I'd like to meet him face to face. We've got some things happening with the team. I think obviously due to this economy, we're going to have to do a little bit of strategic deferral, which I said because most of our investigations don't ever seem to be here. Most of our investigations are 3 hours away from here, and as you know, I drive a big pig of a vehicle.
I drive a Pepsi can.
You drive a Pepsi can, so it's not a problem for you. But for me, I mean, most investigations cost everybody a couple $100 each to do.
Yeah, it is still quite.
And I'm trying to give the team a bit of a break, as well as, we've all been dealing with all this COVID and then back to things. And it's funny that, even like we could be back to doing things. Unfortunately, at all of our workplaces, nobody in the bloody country actually wants to work right now. So we're all working overtime. So it's been a bit of a mix, working lots and things costing lots to do work lots. So I think I'm going to give her a bit of a 60-day break come the end of the summer and just kind of like refresh the team. I think we're aiming to grow. Hey, Mike, I miss you too. I've got my grandkids here, so I want to be back at work. So the way all of this is going right now is that we have to grow as a team. So if there's people in the GTA that are available to drive their own vehicle and actually able to get out and have sufficient funds to do such and have a mind, I'd almost prefer somebody who wasn't experienced because I don't want to play with the whole we did this there thing. We're looking to grow. All right. Not by heaps and tons, probably by 2 or 3 members. But I want some brains out there, and I don't really want mediums and sensitives. If that's you, then I'm sorry. It just doesn't fit with our platform. So now with all that said, we're going to go with tonight's theme because after this theme, the other podcasts that we're doing are guests. We're going to get back into that. But I had to have a good vent, as I always do. I'm probably one of the bitchier people you've ever met. Really what it comes down to is the pet peeves of the paranormal, right? But we're going to get to that in a moment. But I know that pet peeves of the paranormal, this is kind of going to be a lot more aimed to people that are investigators and have been through this stuff.
Right.
But you yourself, you just have been having some experiences of your own with some stupid app.
Yeah.
An app on a phone.
What Phasmophobia?
Phasmophobia.
No. That's like a game. Like that's on
But
a
it's an
computer.
app.
Yeah, no.
But is it an app on your phone?
No, it's a PC game.
It's politically correct game.
Nope. Close enough. It is your computer.
Oh, your personal
computer. Anyway, so it's called Phasmophobia, and I'm sure at least someone on here has at least heard of it. Well, I didn't share it on my personal Facebook, so someone probably out there has. But I went into it with an unbiased mind. My fiance Brandon insisted it was just like what we do, and keep in mind he has been on an investigation, so he knows what we do. But
well,
it was fun, but it's not what we do. There are items like tools in the game, like they have the K2, like the EMF, they have, the camera, the tripod, they have the spirit box. Not even close. Yeah, not even close at all.
So Ron's played it, geek.
They have a spirit box, not that we use one, but but then they have the things like the crucifix in there.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, so we've never bought, like, I've never bought a crucifix in the best.
We have a rosary.
A rosary, but but a crucifix.
That's for a specific kind of case.
Yeah, and they have a notebook, but basically you go in and you're trying to determine, first of all, what spirit you're dealing with. And a lot of it has like cultural connections to certain religions, like they have the twins, and then they have a lot of like Chinese like urban legend ghosts, and you're trying to like draw the ghost out so that you can at least like determine what it is. So you'll go in and you'll throw like they're called dots. It's similar to the I think it was similar to the SLS, but you like leave it out, and then so you leave it out, and then it gives you evidence, or it'll write in a book. So it's kind of fun, but it's nowhere near at all what investigating is.
So basically, you might saying is it would be an entertaining game for an investigator
for an
to play.
Investigator to play, but it's nothing like
if they're looking at it like a game.
Yes, like
Which
you try to draw it out, but the ghost can kill you. So, but yeah, it's fun. It's just not at all what investigating is, but it's fine.
Okay.
So
I might give it a go. Was it like $50?
I can just sign you in. I think Brandon has it on.
But do you win the game? There's like
if you discover who the ghost is.
Do I become a certified investigator?
I don't know.
It happens all over the place.
If you if you discover who the ghost is before they kill you, then you move on to like another place. I don't know. But when you die, you can help your partner out with stuff, but they can't see you. So like you can throw tools to them for them to use, but they don't know it's you throwing.
So then somebody else is investigating you?
No. You're just dead. But helping them.
Sucks.
I don't know. It was fun. It just like Brandon was like insisting, like, oh my god, it's the same thing. I'm like, you've been on investigation. I'm expecting this to be.
Okay, so we got two different conversations. How does that work? Oh no, we don't.
No, it's
I'm
just
reading
flagged. Remember?
Yeah, I hate that.
That's okay.
Play with a group of 4.
All right, I'll build my team up.
So Ron's an actual dork. You're not a Gen Z. I thought this was a Gen Z thing.
You're such a bully.
Am I a bully?
You're a bully.
Okay. Well, we all know that Gen X were the last, generation of people that actually did anything. Okay, so.
Wow.
Well, as I say, to the one that's completed her career and bought a house, I guess I should shut my mouth.
Brandon bought the game. He loves it.
Yeah, you're a dork too.
How are you already back from the dog park? I would like to ask that.
Because he spent 5 minutes at the dog park with the dog, and that was enough.
Okay. Anyway, I won't bully my fiance on live broadcast, but I will when I get home. Okay.
So we're going to get on to the topic at hand. I've been told to make shorter videos. People think our stuff is too long-winded. So I've got this broken down into client, okay? Kind of like operational stuff that we use, and teams. And what's the most frustrating by that kind of. And I'll tell you something, the other investigators that are watching could probably agree with me. And maybe I think one of the things we discovered when we talked about this was maybe when not to call a paranormal investigator. You know, we were dealing with a case. Well, actually, Fiona's been dealing more with the actual upfront start to case management, and the lady had contacted us. And first off, when not to call. When you're absolutely sure your place is haunted, don't call us because you already have all the answers. When you've had 30 mediums in there and they've cleansed the place and they've blessed the place and they've salted the place and they've saged the place and they've done everything else to the place, but the ghosts are still there. Maybe don't call us. If you can't clean up your house, don't call us.
No.
No, please don't. But I mean, if you're going to call us an asshole because we're going to say to you, look, we're going to look at things and possibly find out maybe what the physical rationale is, and then we're an asshole, don't call us. My first comment here is, remember it's free. And we explain what our, modus operandi, our method of operations is. When we have a chat with a customer, client, whatever you want to call yourself, we generally email back and forth, and I'll explain to them that this is who we are and what we stand for and what we don't do. And generally they're not interested, which is
they're
fine.
at their game or
they're either
not.
game or not, right? But then, when we actually do the case and we don't come up with the fact that Walter the Amazing Snorvagon is crawling through their walls, then we're assholes that don't know anything, and we're failures. But also, you remember something, and we've done overnight trips. Like, we've had phone calls like, "Oh my God, we totally need your help." Like, my wife, she's almost dead, and we've traveled 6-7 hours one way to do a case to give them the results, and then they press legal action to have all the information removed. Remember something. This is a free service. Matter of fact, the next investigation that we're doing, though this is also for us, because we're doing a jail, it's going to cost us about $1,000, right? So we're going at great cost. So that's very annoying when people get pissy. And then also with that one lady that you were talking to, she was getting really rude because you were
very abrasive, and I was responding very professionally. And she swears, there's goo on her walls, and
it's peeing on her.
It's peeing on her. It hurts for her to move all day long.
There's something more going on at your house.
Yeah, eventually towards the end of the conversation, actually multiple times I told her, first of all, we're not the people you're looking for, because we are unfortunately not able to solve, demonic happenings.
And we even said there's a team we know that has a priest. And a demonologist.
Yeah, I suggested all that.
Closer to her as well.
Closer to her, and then she was then suggested that we were just a shit team that goes to carnivals, kind of thing. Yes, money. Exactly, Michael. I ended up towards the end of the conversation, I lightly suggested that there may be a potential psychological component there, and I had said, as someone who has a degree in psychology, I'm not just coming at this with no education. Like, it just seems something extreme. And
she's getting peed on.
And and she's like, no, F you, blah blah, and just lost on me.
Remember, it's free.
It is free.
It's
and
an opinion.
When I had said, she said she wants to talk to the director, and I said, well, I'm the daughter of the director, and we've had conversations regarding your experiences. Oh, so, and then she goes, she's claiming to be the daughter of the director. So she was talking like weirdly, like third, fourth person, and it just, a lot of things were giving evidence that there's more going on up here. That
we were going back and forth at a restaurant for her graduation dinner with this. Interesting. So we get that. Yes, certainly. And again, when a client asks you for an opinion or an investigation, you give it, and you get told that you want nothing because they want confirmation, really. I'll tell you what, if you contact me and say, look, I believe this place to be haunted, we've been told, can you come and see if you can put more evidence to it? Sure. That's a totally different question. Then I need your help, right? Because we're going to give you our opinion. If we don't think it's haunted, we're going to tell you. Don't think we're assholes because of it. Because guess what? Things don't happen on nothing. We get told that a lot. You come back with a result they don't like, and then they get you involved with the law. All of a sudden we've got a cease and desist letter. We've had cases where there's been child abuse going on, and we've had to make a phone call, and so They don't like it when you go in. Look, I'll tell you what, if you're a child abuser and you're doing weird crap like that, all right, don't invite us into your home. Don't invite anybody into your home to investigate shit if you're worried about getting caught doing something. You know, if you've got like piles of crack in the corner, you know, and you're teaching your children how to do rituals and stuff, and they're like 3, don't call us. All right. If you're gonna do a line of blow in front of us, and that's happened, don't call us. Request an investigation outside of our scope, and they insult you. Well, that's just what she just said. You know, I think if you do any kind of reading before you bring a team in, you're going to have a look at what they're about. And we're not really about the whole demonology thing. We're not about.
No, she said it's been like, 20 years of, hurting to wake up, hurting to walk, because it's just pressing against her all times of the day. And I'm like, we are not trained in, trained at all, but other than
it's just not a thing.
It's not a thing that we.
If you're getting peed on by something physically,
yeah,
call a plumber. Check for leaks.
Yeah.
Maybe your dog is peeing on you.
Yeah.
My cat hated somebody I lived with, and used to pee on the pillow.
Good.
So I'm just saying it can happen.
Yeah, I don't know. Just when I was reading it, and I'm like, is she actually like okay? Like, does she need to be formed?
So don't call if you already know.
No, exactly.
Okay, we've also had the other one, especially since we get referred through the CHAPS network. People seem to expect a TV show. We've literally had people go like, "Where are the rest of the cameras? Where's the boom mic operators and whatever?" How the hell are we supposed to do an investigation with all that shit around us, right? We're sorry, but because sometimes we get referred by the ghost hunters from the States, they expect that Jason and Grant or whatever evolution of the show was at the time to show up to do their little 1-bedroom apartment in North York. When of course they haven't even cleaned up. I wouldn't want a TV show in there. Yeah, so don't expect a TV show. TV shows we know, of course, are completely reality based, all of them, right? I mean, when we watch Ghost Adventures, that's the damn truth, right? There's shows, right? So yeah, don't clean up prior to investigation. I did that as the horror stories investigations, my last podcast, and we have really come into some absolutely disgusting heaps of homes. Like, we're over 500 investigations as a team now. I assure you, we've been into every single house imaginable.
Right.
Pristine, small, big, mansion, jail, clinic, dump, and kitty litter basket. We've investigated in a whole basement of kitty litter. How about this one? Inviting, this is another good one. Ron, you might have had this one too. I'm not sure. Other teams have. It seems that when we do an investigation, our biggest advice to them is to please, if you can not have as many people in the house as possible, that would be great. Some clients are really nice at that. Like they'll leave.
They'll go out, yeah.
Right. But others invite their friends to come watch the investigation and then have a great old conversation while it's going on. Better yet, how about we've done a lot of bars, and it's always great when we do bars because bar owners and their friends all get intoxicated. They all get loaded. And then making loud noises and screaming and whatever. And that's a lot of fun. And when we do houses and they bring friends over and start playing guitars and getting high and getting drunk, also fantastic. So basically we have to throw out all evidence we had that night.
Of course.
All of it, right? How about this one? This one, I don't know if you haven't run into this one yet, but this one's terrible. But making it so the other people in the household, pardon my way of talking, I don't know how to do that yet, don't know about the investigation. It's a surprise.
Oh.
There's a team coming over. They're here. And then they pull a fit. I remember one time, it was like a scene out of fucking Stranger Things. The guy with the mullet? Like, they look like I did in the 80s.
Which one? Because I haven't watched the newest season.
No, the first season.
Oh,
the dude
Billy?
with the Trans Am, Billy. The guy with the Trans Am,
I
right?
love Billy.
Everybody had a fire chicken back in the day, and so this was right out of that. So we're getting our equipment loaded into this house. It was in South Oshawa. I'm not saying much more than that, but we brought and the guy pulls in and like tears in like a TV show. You know, he's got Merle Haggard playing over the radio. He's got, and that's no doubt to Merle Haggard. I'm just this guy.
Gotta defend him.
Not to offend him, but you know, he had the whole thing, the tea roof off, the whole 9 yards, wife beating shirt. What in the fuck are you? And starts getting right into our face, like walking right up, like chest to chest. And I'm thinking, I looked at the wife and I said, could you have informed him of this? Maybe. So yeah, we had to, you know, luckily it was only in Oshawa, right? So we just had to drive north. Yeah. So that was a
I'd
fun
be
one.
pissed if I drove that full like 3 hours and
Yeah.
that happened.
It has happened.
I would have said, too bad, we're investigating. We came all this way.
You know, it's obvious that they're against it. You know, Ken, like with those horror stories that I was talking about last week, I talked about the wife that came home. It's not normally, okay, look, it's normally the wife that calls us in. This time it was the husband. He wanted us to have a sleepover, like fucking make s'mores, the whole bit. And the wife came in and started throwing shit around, throwing stuff at us. That was 3 hours away from home during a snowstorm. We were up in Listowel and, you know, ended up all crashing in a hotel room because we left. He's like, no, you guys can stay. I'm like, no, we can't, you know. Mind you, the one investigation I never did as the horror story was the Diddler home. Yeah. So we did a house that was a home daycare. Huge house. He had the rescue mediums in there and another team. He was upset because we had discovered that he had speakers, like rumble speakers, installed in the stairs so that he could remotely turn them off and on because he wanted to make a haunted attraction out of this place, and he hated it that we busted him. I actually brought along a mechanical engineer that night. Ironically, and we traced wires up, we busted this guy up and down. 3 days later, in the news, and he's also a Santa, the guy gets busted with like 100,000 kitty porn files. Yeah, enough of that. So that's one investigation you won't find on our website. Total disassociation. So if you like that, don't call us. We don't really like to investigate, help child molesters. Failure to mention medical issues that may be pertinent. Okay, if you're an insomniac, like that's probably the smallest bit if you're an insomniac. But I mean, like, if you're schizophrenic, if you hear voices, if you have the craziest sexual urges, like whatever it is. Well, I'm just saying, I don't want to investigate and get bumped from behind.
Are you sure?
I'm not in college anymore. I don't need to earn money. So, you know, we're going to ask those questions, especially when she's doing it. Like sometimes I kind of brief over that stuff because I just want to know what the pertinent stuff of the case is. Fiona, on the other hand, will ask flat out, what kind of pills are you on, whatever. And that's fair. It is fair. It's an absolute fair question. Look, so I'm on, as anybody knows that I was sick for a long time. And I'm on like, I don't know, 9,000 pills. And I'm sure some of those pills, they affect my sleep.
Absolutely.
It's because I got to take them to sleep because I had complete iron depletion in my system. Almost nothing.
See, and I'm yawning because of my medication.
Right.
I'm not tired. It's
Yeah.
my meds.
My meds give me 4 hours of sleep a night, and I get nightmares.
The worst.
Every
recently.
single night, I get nightmares.
I had a dream last night that you died.
That's a fantasy. So, you know, you gotta say that stuff, right? Like I get nightmares every night. I get nightmares every single night of the week,
Me too.
and I go to bed at midnight, and I wake up at 4 o'clock.
In a hot
Routine.
sweat.
Yep.
Like, oh my god, did that just happen?
And I also live with anxiety. I am
Think about it all
really,
day long.
really anxious.
Yeah.
So it's just life, right? But you got to say those things. If people are coming into your home to investigate, they got to know where your brain's
Oh,
at.
absolutely. And that's honestly why I didn't ask that lady to be rude. I just wanted to know, you know, do you have any psychological problems that could be hindering your ability to process what is
But I mean, to be
life,
fair,
then
you probably said to her, "You fucking nuts."
I didn't, and then she just lost it on me and blocked me. So, you know, it is what it is.
Keep talking. Tim Hortons.
I think I was just very frustrated because I had gone, you know, 10, 15 messages back and forth with her, really trying. You know, I asked for her to email me, and I had accidentally sent the email without .ca or something, and then I had to correct myself. And then right off the bat, she was abrasive, going off about how, I can't trust you if, you forget things like that, when it was something so silly.
Ooh. So, like, the real pertinent question that you should have asked me before agreeing to do a podcast with me is, do you have a 50-year-old man's bladder? And I do.
You peed that quickly?
Well, it wasn't a lot. I just had to go.
Okay.
Sorry about it, camel. So we understand that clients can be a lot of fun, and there's a lot of pet peeves. I didn't want to get too high into the clients, because the last show we did was about horror stories. Like that,
yeah,
right?
horror stories, for sure.
So now we're talking about operations, like the actual factor of being what's out there, what's to buy, what's to use. How about and everybody, and again in the paranormal world, and I can't even see who's on board right now. Who's here? Oh, Linda's on. Hey, Linda.
Hi, Linda.
We got Michael. We got Ron. We got Ms. Umpire.
That's Robin.
That's Robin. Okay. Dan.
We have Brandon.
Oh, Brandon. Okay, so we got a good little crowd. Okay. Now for that.
And we have people that aren't commenting. We have 13
Oh,
viewers.
come on, everybody comment.
You're
Where you're
one
from.
of them.
I'm
But their
one.
spot, because you're watching from, or maybe not, but you have 5 watching now from YouTube as well. So we actually have a decent crowd going.
Hi, crowd.
And this is why I advertised the day before and not a week before.
Because I forget.
They forget.
Okay. So you're so smart. Overpriced locations who will fake and build up their claims. So we've probably done about 100 locations. Like, these are for us, right?
Hey, dude with the old man bladder.
Steve Cornick. Oh my good God. I used to be in a band with him.
Oh.
Yeah. We're old men.
I'm not saying that. You are.
So, but I think he's a little younger than I. So
I mean, I turned 23 this.
you turned 23.
No, but that's just saying how old I am.
Oh, Jen's on too. That's awesome. All right. So Jen is my bitching platform. She's runs another team, or she does operations, and when I have to vent, I go that way.
Or my inbox.
Or you.
Yeah.
So you're only 25, Steve. Your base is more than 25. And Linda, I know that you're older than me, because there's nobody older than you. So overpriced locations that will fabricate stuff. Look, man, some of these places where you see these wonderful lists in the States about the most haunted place, you'll go in there, they're going to give you like this, like you are going to wrestle with this. Oh no, Dan, you are older. I'm sorry. You are the definition of older than dirt. He's watching this because he can't actually hear what we're saying. He's reading my lips. So you go to these places, they give all kinds of crazy claims. One of my favorite is, like, we do a lot of, like, what turns out to be like a lot of old folks' homes and stuff like that.
Right.
And they'll talk about the morgue where they did all the autopsies. No, they didn't. They're not set up for autopsies. You go to a coroner or the hospital or whatever. They don't do autopsies in old folks' homes. I'm sorry, it doesn't occur. So don't give us that. There's a waiting room where they put the body
Right.
for the funeral home to come get it.
Yep.
But they don't do the bloody autopsies there. Why do you do an autopsy on a 98-year-old person? Why did they die? They died of death, right? So that's always bad. And then a lot of them, like, talk about all the orbs, and they've got the pictures of the orbs. Well, fucking that's bullshit, right? So.
Oh, sorry. Orbs
What?
are used as evidence in Phasmophobia. I figured.
I'm not playing that game now.
Okay. Sorry.
So that crap. Most of these places will have, unfortunately, will have a famous team come play there, and then the price goes from like $50 to $600 overnight. You know what? Some places it's fine. I get it. They're historical societies. They've got to make a little bit of coin.
Yeah. Of
Okay.
course.
Most of the places, like we did West Virginia Penitentiary, right? That was like almost $1,000 US. But the place is like, it's massive. And they kind of give you the tour and tell you what happened here and there, and maybe some accounts. But other than that, ooh, I hate orbs. I'm not sure. See, Steve's a sarcastic guy, so yeah, I'm sure that he's got something behind that. So we could do it. It costs us money, but they also like do the tour, then they leave us alone for 10 hours, 12 hours. There are a lot of places, however, where you go in and you're paying $500 for 4 hours, and half of it is tour, and there's a lot of claims that just don't exist. But you know what? It is what it is. Location locking. Location locking. Some teams will understand this. When a team goes in and basically makes an agreement with the people that are there that no other team is allowed to investigate here. Look, I mean, we all have places that we wish we were the only team that
What's
didn't.
your gatekeep? But
We want to be able to investigate everywhere too, right? And we've never locked a location. Never-ending supply of toys and crap equipment and overused, overpriced, misused equipment. Okay, you take a look at something like an IR camera, FLIR, forward-looking infrared. Look, if you're not trained to use it, a lot of the times you honestly are getting, like let's say that the parameters aren't set properly on a FLIR, where it's like a 3-degree difference from blue to red, whatever. I mean, the amount of false negatives you're getting, really what a FLIR should be used for, it should be used by HVAC technicians. It should be used by firefighters to detect people in the building.
right.
We don't even know that spirits are colder. So I think that that's kind of a funny jump. I don't know who came up with that, but really in the end, what we use it for is we get clients to talk about getting cold drafts. And so we do a FLIR check of their house to show them where their cold spots are, right?
There's a temp radar gun
Absolutely.
also in Phasmophobia. And if it gets below 5 degrees, I think, you're in the room where the ghost.
What kind of stuff is in the? I don't know, Brandon. It's just sometimes they just have a lock on a place. I think because what happens is they go in, they bullshit. They have all the, oh my God, your place has got like a vortex of host haunting, and we can prove it. So that's the team they want in there, right? Because that's going to bring in the people. Whether it's I'm going to come out of there and possibly say, I didn't get anything. But yeah, the amount of toys that are out there, the spirit box or the, I don't know what the hell it was called. I forget now. Steve Huff made it. It was, I don't know, the damning ghost box voice vibrating thing. It looked like it was built to look like it was ancient, right? The major voice. It was shit. It was like $1,600. Who the hell would buy that thinking that was a researchable piece of Wonderbox? Thanks, man. It was a Wonderbox of shit, is what it was. Anything Huff puts out is shit. Any toys that are out there that are made for paranormal are shit. All right. I literally have no equipment that is specifically only for paranormal, because we don't even know what the paranormal is. All right. That's the honest to God truth. Like, we don't know. We don't know that the paranormal speaks in a language. We don't know the paranormal is the size of an amoeba. We don't know that the paranormal is the size of a fucking Tyrannosaurus Rex, but it's see-through. We have no idea that paranormal is cold nor hot. We have no idea paranormal speaks nor pees. We have no idea anything. We're just grasping. So when somebody comes into your home or your business and says they can prove it, they're full of shit and get rid of them. And if they go to charge you money, like our next client we're going to have at the end of the month, who's paid money for people who can bless her damn house. And one of the things they said was that when they hear the rapping noise, which of course is them saying, we're coming, to get out of the house because they're coming to kill you. So we're going to go do an investigation, and hopefully I can find out who that person is so that I can publicly slaughter them. The lack of affordable and decent equipment. Okay, one of the things that pissed me off years ago, Sony made a great night shot video camera. You don't have to investigate in the dark. That means nothing. Michael, I hope you have. Michael Terry is going to have nightmares of ghosts peeing on people tonight. Have a nightmare about me peeing on you. Okay. So
You like them golden showers?
well, I work with them, so.
Yeah. Okay.
So the affordable equipment we used to be able to get. Let me digress. I have to digress. It doesn't matter if you investigate during the day or the night. I'll do a whole show on why we investigate at night. It's really just personal preference and contrast and your senses being a little deepened and all that. But we used to get great night shot cameras
The
from.
dark makes it more scary. Shut
Yeah,
up.
it does.
little
Well,
bitch.
what does? He's upset. Used to make a night vision camera, and it was about $300.
Yeah.
Now Sony's only night vision camera is about $1,400. I had to buy a Panasonic version of that for about $1,400, right? And I still have old micro disc style
Mhm.
ones that like the display screen is hanging off and all kinds of stuff because I need to have night shot cams.
Yeah.
The import camera that we bought, it was a night shot version. It came from, I don't know, Land.
What?
Land. That's where it was built. It is a hunk of shit. It is garbage. It says it's 1080 and all that. It is just junk. I only use it if I absolutely have to. But anyway, so the affordable equipment, and the fact is, again, these toys, such as the K2, which is fine if you're using it as a barometer, but they're taken seriously in cases they're based off of them. Big pet peeve, man. Spirit Box, shit. SLS, shit. K2, shit. Wonderbox, shit. Okay? Paranormal photographs, 99% shit. Orb, shit. Let me think. I feel cold in my face, shit. And maybe actually shit. So 99% of it, you know what? In 30 years of investigating, I've rarely come across a case where I'm like, what if a client claims only during the night?
Would you still consider daylight investigation?
We go by based on the claims. We did an investigation at Ashmore Estates twice in Illinois, and most of the claims are during the day. It makes sense. The place was a poor farm, had a lot of kids, and the audio that we got and all that were kids, and a lot of what we got was during the day. So I don't know. I don't know if it makes sense. I don't know if ghosts have watches.
Maybe they still have like meridian clocks.
A meridian clock, like an internal sort of.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me, I guess. If they still have human type habits, are they absolutely humanoid? It's much like aliens, right? Like for how many years now? Like first off, the spiritualists went and fucked everything up by doing all the table knocking, the seances, and little instruments playing in there. Actually, Brandon's book he gave me for, I think it was Father's Day or Christmas.
Yeah, one of the two.
Is fascinating because it's talking about the history of spiritualism and all the bullshit that they did. But same thing with the aliens, right? Like, why is it all aliens? I do hate orbs. Anybody who does this, aliens all have to have a humanoid look to them, as well as a lot of cryptozoological animals, like things that go through the bush and kill you. All are humanoid. When like you don't know if like an alien is actually like a blob of shit. It lands on the planet. It's highly intelligent, but it looks like Jello pudding. We have no idea, right? Like, your body's made up of, DNA and all that crap, and you can't, we're still just figuring that
No, it
out.
makes sense.
Right. So I'm right. Very much the end of this one, and I think Jen's going to have a good laugh at this one because we've laughed about this, is professional investigating courses. And I'm a certified professional investigator. One of my biggest pet peeves, because there's a team that talks about training people and they train them for like $250 or whatever. At the end of the seminar, they'll get a certificate. Okay, there's no such thing as a professional investigator. What we do is it's a pseudoscience. There are scientists out there. We're not scientists. Okay? Yes, most of that comes from Hollywood, Brandon, but we perpetuate it. There are scientists out there. And even if you're a scientist, doesn't mean you're doing things scientifically.
Right, exactly.
Okay, like using the scientific method. That's why I call our team a pragmatic team. We pragmatically look at things and use logic. That's it, right? I've got, that's exactly it. We're researchers, but we're not scientists. We don't have okay, there are some teams I know that have people that are chemists or something else, but that doesn't make them an expert in paranormal science. What it does is it gives them maybe a closer idea of what the scientific method is, right? Or maybe how to organize it. But you're still not a professional paranormal investigator, all right? You shouldn't be charging for your services. Have I trained other teams? Absolutely.
Well, that's different.
But I'm not sure. You know what? Like, okay, I helped train a team in Niagara Falls, and they threw $50 into my gas tank and fed me that day. I was all right with that. That's fine. You know, when, you know, cops got a hold of me and asked me to come out and talk to them about how to do this, I went out and had a chat, and then they came on a couple of investigations. That's training. It's just saying, look, I've got maybe a bit more experience doing this, but I'm not going to charge you money to do it, because I might do something that you'd be like, wow, you're stupid. And do you know that in the process of teaching the Correctional Officers Paranormal Society, I saw the way they were using a parabolic, not parabolic dish, but using their headphones to create a parabolic microphone through their audio. And I tried it, and I was like, that's miraculous. You know, I had been doing this for 13, 14 years at that point in time, maybe a little longer. Actually, myself personally, over 20. My team was about 12, 13 years old. And we changed a certain way, training a team, and I saw something that they did that was a superior method to us. So it's okay, right? But nobody's a professional investigator. We're all clawing in the dark. We're all just saying, this could be it, right? No such thing as the word proof. Hear the word proof, kick them in the mouth. There it is. All right, so now we're going on to teams, inside and out. We're talking about teams here. This is where, like, the largest portion, speaking of qualifications, do you or other teams ask for applications resume? Yes, absolutely. Because I don't want somebody coming to my team that is like, oh, I'm a sensitive. Everybody's a sensitive. You know, we have people that will like go to join, and sometimes it's just about logistics, right? Like, look, I'm a single mom. I don't have a car. Okay. So you can never get out, nor can you get anywhere. And you don't have any money. Mm-hmm. So therefore, you, at that station in your life, you just don't have what you can offer the team. Like, I need somebody who can get somewhere, who can afford to get somewhere, and somebody who's going to have the permission to go. It's like, I don't have 14-year-olds on my team. Well, I did bring her along when she was 13 or 14, but she had permission because I was there. And I was using her as bait. So, but it worked because she's an adult with the team. What are some of your pet peeves?
In regards, oh my god, tiny ass bladder. See, you can't put me on the spot like that. Let's see how. Yeah, I guess when it comes to answering Brandon's question, yeah, we don't want people that have no way of getting here, no way of transporting to the actual location, or are super scared of, the paranormal, because, why do you come if you have a phobia? So
What a lot more.
I'm proud of you. Go, Dad, go. Yeah.
You'll know. You'll get older.
No, I'm fine. I have a weak bladder as it is.
Okay.
I don't want your bladder.
So here's what I have annoyed with teams. And I've worked with, I think I did the count, 41 teams I've done investigations with.
Oh, wow.
I'd really like to co-investigate so I can get the opinion as to who's losers and who's not.
That makes sense.
In my opinion, IMHO. What?
Pete just got back to us.
Pete just got back to us?
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's late. I'll take the piss out of him later for that. That's the host of our network here. Reliant on toys and competition. What I mean by this is, we've already bitched about the toys. Okay. See you later on. So teams that were reliant on toys. And if one of their toys goes, or one of their pieces of equipment goes,
then what kind of
what do they do?
Yeah, what investigation do you have?
You do something else, right? We've gone on investigations. I mean, like fondly, I remember doing a public, which I hate with every fiber of my body, doing publics where other teams are together. Not publics like where you bring the public in, but like a public at like Rolling Hills where you get, 15 teams together.
Yeah, that
Immediately,
so overwhelming.
Immediately, the wang battle comes out.
Of course, yeah.
Everybody's peeing.
Who's the better?
Who pees on what tree? And everybody's got. It's funny because you see these losers that come in there and they're wearing like fucking fishing jackets with, all these toys and tools sticking out, and they've all got their little radios, right? And look, radios are important in a large investigation. If you're doing the whole thing during setup.
No, he's out for teams. He's
Oh.
not leaving.
Oh, so the audacity of that, and then they get really nasty with each other. You know, like they start. You could just, well, I can't explain to you what it's like to be in a building with other teams that are like trying to be more authoritative, and all of a sudden everybody's Zach Baggins. You know what I mean? Yeah, well, why don't you come out and get me and all that shit? They're talking to the ghosts. And I remember that me and Kevin and Bryce, I believe it was Bryce, I'm not sure, but went to Rolling Hills, and I brought a camera bag, like something you'd carry makeup in almost, you know?
I know exactly
That's
what one you're talking about.
all I brought. All the equipment we brought fit in there because it's the public.
Yeah.
It's for fun, right? Like none of your nothing's gonna make a difference.
No.
But it does happen, like, you know, when you even get together with like little paracons and para-unity events and para-huggins. Oh, well, I've been doing this for 210 years. Well, I've been doing this, you know, for this and this, and we're the most qualified team in the country, right? And we are the most admired, and we are the most experienced, and we are the just fuck
How
off.
are you the most experienced? How? Like,
But you could have been a team for 35 years and only done 10 investigations.
Yeah.
I've known that of many teams. They're older in this area than us, and they've done like 30 investigations over 25 years, right?
Yep.
Who cares? Who gives a shit? Who knows how many years you were doing it wrong? Or like, I mean, like, I don't think there's a right way to do it, but I don't think there is definitely a wrong way of doing it. You know, who cares, man? Nobody's proven a thing, and nobody in the scientific community will take what we say seriously. It doesn't matter. You're still a joke. It's just whether you're a joke that carries themselves with a degree of maturity, I guess. I don't make any claims like that. We've been around for a while, but so we're more experienced, but I would never say we're the most qualified for anything. That's ridiculous. Anybody who makes a comment like that is, you know, sanctimonious reaction to discussions of
Pretty much wrong.
change. What's that?
He said, "Aren't we all doing wrong?"
Yes, we're all doing it
Yeah.
wrong. We're fumbling through a kitty litter basket, hoping to find that magical piece of nice beef jerky. And that didn't make any sense.
No, and I'm just gonna.
Unless the cat's shitting beef jerky, in which case I got to check my cat's litter basket. I like beef jerky. Sanctimonious reaction to discussions of change. There's certainly a lot of forums that I belong to, and I'm a very honest guy. Sometimes I'll bring up the point that we have actually somebody got a great term for it. Murray Cuff from Tat's family used the term canned investigation. For like, you know, you've got like, what is your name? How old are you? Do you see me? You know, are you a boy or whatever? I mean, those questions, the Q&A. And I said, I'm going to stop doing it that way. It's taken me, you know, 30 years of investigating, 18 running a team to, are there opinions out there not to disturb them? You're disturbing me, Brandon. Are there opinions out there not to disturb the paranormal? Yes. There's your answer. Brandon's going to be my son-in-law. I'm allowed to take the piss out of him, folks, okay? He's getting married to this girl. And he knows how I feel about him. You know? So he's completely wiped out my answer. Oh, I got to write down there again.
When I go home tonight, he's gonna be crying.
Sanctimonious reaction to discuss change. Okay, so I've made comments that I'm stopping this canned investigation. Well, it's really important to try something new. You know, we you know, over the years we've learned to teach people this. You know, I just came out and said something. I bared my soul not to have you create this effect that I'm now this junior schmutz.
Yeah.
All right, so enough. That one pissed me off recently. The 90-10 rule. Jen will know the 90-10. Well, she'll know it after I say it. Why is her name blipped out now?
Wow.
Why is Cheryl McKee's? Oh, it's because you're over it. I thought you kicked her off.
No.
So the 90-10 rule is that 90% of the people on your team are just there for an investigation and show up for cool shit. 10% of the people are there to do the hard work and have the discussion. And well, even simple things like, you know, sharing stuff and pushing stuff.
But that's not the case. If
creating
you take
discussion.
Off
You know, I mean, like we do the bulk evidence review largely because the files are very large, and putting them on a sharing service and whatever is a pain. But like you put out things to listen to, and
Yep.
some people will be like, I'll get back to that in a week. Okay.
I was bad for that in my old
Yeah,
job.
you were.
That's because I
Sure.
worked 70 hours.
I'm hacking
a
on her.
week.
Look, I'm even taking the piss out of her. She's sitting here.
I would work 70
So
hour weeks, and I was a full-time university student. I get
And then the 90-10.
I get permission to do that.
And then 10% takes care of everything else. But this is not a now. This is an always. All right. We've had hundreds of members on this team. Hundreds. I'm not lying. Hundreds.
No, Ron.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. You only have four, and only will be, right? He only has his family.
Well, oh, is it considered child abuse if I'm an adult?
No.
Oh, shit. Well, you'll
So-
still get charged, but not with child abuse.
So the 90-10 rule, it's true. But I mean, that's true of every team, not just mine. It's generally 10% of the people that do it. The rest of them, they basically,
No, you retracted it.
I don't know. It's still on that
I think
screen.
YouTube might have taken it off,
What?
or he retracted it.
YouTube sucks. Here, now retract me.
Yeah, YouTube took it off.
That's asshole-ish. Fucking pansy ass society. When you leave a team, like if I chose to leave Chaps, which I have on many occasions, you're the asshole. So anybody, like there's hundreds of people who have left this team, and for some reason, every single time, it's not because it's like it's not part of my life anymore. I just don't have time for it
I think
anymore.
this top 7 an hour, by the way. So.
Oh. Well. How much time we got?
Oh, try fixing your spelling. Oh, okay. You have 8 minutes.
Okay, 8 minutes. I'll get it done. You're always the asshole. Every single person that leaves this team, I'm the biggest dickhead in the world, and they tell everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Ask Jen. Jen and I have had great discussions about that. And when you're somebody who's somewhat in the known field, you're an asshole too. Everybody thinks I'm a jerk off for some reason, and that's fine. Everybody is a fucking medium. Everybody. I'll tell you what. I grew up in a spiritualist church. I trained as a medium for the first 25 years of my life. I don't consider myself a medium, but I'm saying I've done the training. Now all of a sudden you can. The other problem I have is, the lack of integrity and core belief. Like if you're going to be like a team that is science, and then all of a sudden you're a fucking like you're a bunch of mediums. But like when you're all of a sudden somebody who doesn't like mediums, hates mediums, and then all of a sudden you're a medium.
Yeah.
When you're somebody who isn't a techno, all of a sudden you're the tech lead. When you're somebody like, I don't believe in any of this, all of a sudden it's all you believe.
Right.
Stick with your core beliefs, man. Jesus Murphy. Like, I've had an issue with mediums for a long time. And I don't have any on my team. I've only ever had one, and I probably only have ever had one. And she's the only one I've ever trusted. There you go there. But the lack of integrity drives me nuts, man. Just be honest. And if you're leaving, you're leaving. You're leaving largely because you don't want to be here, and that's okay. Because your mindset doesn't fit with the same mindset. But it's always because somebody's. I'm going to sit down with you one day, and I keep a file in my CHAPS documents of all the emails I've gotten over the years, and how our team is going to fail, and how we're terrible and we suck. It's incredible. Apathy and overtake. So I think this isn't something I blame a person for, but like right now, especially because of the fact that we're all having to work so much harder,
Right.
we're making so much less money for what's costing, and the pandemic, all that added together has really created an apathetic environment
Oh,
of
absolutely.
investigation.
Yep.
Nobody wants to do
No one wants to do anything.
anything.
No
Getting-
one's on the board. No one's responding to anything.
Nobody's talking.
No one's talking.
You can be on a message board with 9,000 people.
Yeah.
You bring up quite a relevant question that people could answer, and there's just no traction whatsoever. I'm surprised we have 13 people. on
I
today.
was very shocked,
Yeah.
especially because I advertised it yesterday
So-
and I didn't share it on my personal page.
Incredible.
And so I'm happy with tonight.
Last one I'm going to bitch about. Okay, I keep miss one of these lives. Look, I know some people do it that I like, and they're very serious teams. I hate live investigations. I hate them. how you can do an investigation with a fucking phone going all over, like talking to it. I'm not good enough at it, but I hate them. And I hate SLS. I hate the SLS. The little stick people, guys, get real. It's just my personal opinion, mind you. Look, I mean, it's just my opinion, only mine, but I can say I hate them because I hate them.
Well, you tried it.
You're talking about my pet peeves here.
Yeah.
And para-unity. I hate that word because it doesn't exist. It's not a real thing. You can either align with teams or not, but in the end, there's not a whole bunch of people out there in this union of teams that are backing each other up and not saying shit about each other. So next month, I think it's August 9th. I think it's the 9th. It's a week later than what would normally be 4 weeks because I've got a dentist appointment. I don't want to talk during a dentist appointment on this. We're going to
I
have
didn't ask you to.
Robert Bradley from CPRI has been a huge influence to our team.
Yep.
We'll have an interview going on, and we're going to let him do the talking instead of me. Actually, you didn't really do all that much talking tonight.
No, but I do find the monthly ones attract more viewership
Okay.
because when we were doing bi-weekly, even though it was only twice a month, it just still felt like it was constantly happening. Like I was constantly advertising and I was constantly posting. So,
Once
that's
a month, better chance to build up real
once a
material.
month. Yeah, it's better to build up material, things to talk about. So,
That's this show.
all
This
right.
show is.
Thanks
in
for
the garbage.
sticking around, guys.
Thanks for sticking around. Keep it out another month and
Woohoo.
keep yourself safe. Don't drink too much. Well, don't drink too much. Just don't drive.
Yeah, be safe.
Be safe. Anyway, anything else you want me to say? Any quick questions? No. No quick questions. Thank you for all being here. That's
yes,
awesome.
Thank you. Bye. Take care.